Hi everyone, so I just want to give a quick little update on Shadow's hip dysplasia. About a year ago I made a video asking for help regarding his hip dysplasia and arthritis because I was absolutely just so confused and clueless and lost about what to do and just what this whole thing was. I was really new to this whole thing. I'm going to be the first to admit that I was pretty irresponsible and stupid for getting a German Shepherd as my first dog and not researching a single thing about them. Like, I really went out on a whim and got Shadow. I just didn't do my research, so I didn't even know that German Shepherds could get hips. I didn't even know what hip dysplasia was, to be honest, you know? So once I found out that he had this, I was absolutely just in a panic and made that video. So on the 12th of May, I took Shadow in to our vet and he got a hip scan and a teeth clean. He gets a teeth clean every year just because it's something that I've chosen I really want to do for him. I just think it's quite necessary when it comes to, I don't know, his health and well-being and all of that. So the hip scan is what I was really concerned about.
You're such a good boy. Yes, you're such a good boy.
And what are we x-raying today?
His hips?
Awesome. So the x-rays themselves are 150. So with just the dental on top of that, you'd probably be, say, allow up to 600 for today.
So about 600 maximum.
About 600, yeah.
For everything?
For everything, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
I don't anticipate it being like quite that much. I tried to overestimate you, but because the x-rays themselves are 150, and then we've got the drugs to actually get in the sleep and all of that. That's the big part of the cost. The dental will probably be pretty minuscule in there.
Okay.
Like I said, it was about a year ago that he had his last hip scan, and that is when I discovered that he had hip dysplasia. This hip scan was really a test for me to see if all the effort I had put into the past year to help with this hip dysplasia and maintain it has actually worked. Okay, so the good news is that his hip scans came back and it showed his hip dysplasia maintained at the same level as a year ago, which is absolutely crazy to me. Like, I was truly expecting his results to come back to show that it had gotten worse, because hip dysplasia essentially doesn't actually get better, like it just gets worse or maintained over time without any intervention. So I was really truly expecting the worst news, that I was prepared to hear the worst. And when they called me and told me that his scans showed that his hips were the exact same condition, he still has hip dysplasia obviously, but the same condition as a year ago, that is just like, honestly, music to my ears. So the vet actually recommended that whatever we had been doing for the past year to help with this hip dysplasia and arthritis, to continue doing that because it's obviously working. That's probably like the most rewarding thing to hear this year, I would say, for me, because it was something that I was really concerned about, and it's been on my mind for such a long time. Obviously, like every single day I spend with him, I'm always worried about his hips and how he's feeling, the pain that he's in. So to be able to hear something like that is just like the best thing I've heard in a really long time. I would have to say probably like my entire life so far. He is so important to me, you guys know that. So that's amazing news. He's maintained the exact same hip dysplasia amount, level, whatever you want to call it. And what I've been doing for the past year, all the effort that I have put into combating his hip dysplasia, whether that's exercise, food, diet, weight, all of that combined, has actually helped. And that is just like, it's so rewarding to hear that. So for the rest of this video, I really just want to like quickly mention and go over some of the things that I have been doing, because ever since I've released that video, I've had so many people message me and comment that their dog also has hip dysplasia. Some dogs, you know, at 3 months, at 6 months, basically the same time when I kind of got Shadow. So it really hits close to home, and just knowing so many people out there is also experiencing the exact same things with their dogs. And so I just want to quickly mention some of the things that have really helped us the past year. I would truly not know how much pain he is actually in. He doesn't actually show he's in pain at all any of the time during the day, but just knowing that I'm doing these things that I know are actually working is all that really matters. The first thing I want to mention that is probably one of the most important things that I think has truly helped him in the past year with combating his hip dysplasia and maintaining it is a car ramp that I purchased at the very beginning of this journey. So as soon as I found out he had it, I went online and purchased a car ramp straight away.
Up. Good boy.
I drive an SUV. It's actually a Range Rover Evoque. It's not like an extremely large car, but it is an SUV which he has to jump into the boot to get in. So getting this car ramp has completely just changed the way and limited his amount of jumping. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say that he has used the car ramp every single time, but I try my best to use it as much as possible. Okay, so in terms of his food, I have completely changed up his diet since a year ago, and I feel like this is something that is forever evolving. I'm not always changing stuff, but I'm always trying to improve it here and there in like certain areas. But I have to say, I have definitely found some supplements for his arthritis, hip dysplasia, that I have stuck to, that I know has worked, and obviously the scans are showing that it has worked. So I want to share with you guys some of the supplements that I have used for Shadow. Alright, so I've just gone to grab some of my supplements here. I've really got about 4 things to really share that I feel like are absolute staples and things that are absolutely working in his diet. So we've got, the brand is O2B, which I've got 2 products from them. One is the MSM Healthy Connective Tissue Powder, and the other one is the K9 Plus Joint Health and Vitality little like tablets. So I'll come up and show you what the tablets kind of look like. They're tiny. I give him about 2 of these either in the morning or the night, and I rotate his powders and tablets around. So sometimes he'll get the powder, sometimes he'll get the tablet, and sometimes he'll get some King Salmon Oil. This one I have raved on about for so long. I would say ever since I started making German Shepherd videos. I love King Salmon Oil, and so does Shadow, and I know this is really good for his fur, just for everything, to be honest. Like anything fishy, anything salmon is really good for him, and I just put actually quite a bit of this on his food, maybe twice a week. And the last thing that I want to quickly mention are these Synoquin tablets. So these, I said in a separate video that I wasn't actually sure whether this was working or if there was any improvement. I've gone through, I think we bought 3 packets of these, and there's 30 tablets in each packet. So I've gone through 90 tablets of these in the past year. And I would have to say, I think this is something that actually did work. And obviously by the evidence of the scans that just came back. So I would recommend this, except this is not, I'm pretty sure this is not grain-free, because there's a bunch of stuff in it that isn't exactly natural. It's very medicine-like, and that is why I didn't really like giving this to him. So I think I will continue giving this to him and buy more of it. This was actually our last packet and everything's gone, just because the scans show that things have obviously worked, and this was a major part in some of the supplements that I was giving him. In terms of food, you guys know that he is on a grain-free diet. So recently, I would have to say maybe the last 3 weeks, I have started him on completely raw in the morning.
We're just going to defreeze them. That's shit. Does anyone else's dog do that? Just take their food and bring it out onto the grass to eat, you weirdo. Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
dried grain-free food at night, and with the things in the morning that are raw, he does not get a single supplement, so it kind of gives him a break from his liver, although I don't think any of the things I'm giving him are actually ruining his liver at all. But in the morning he is completely on a raw diet, which I'm really happy to say, because this was something I've really wanted for a long time, but I just couldn't really get myself around to doing it for several reasons. But I've now found a way, a strategy, a routine where he is now in the morning on a raw diet. I just want to kind of stop here and just say that everything that I've said prior to this about his diet, his food, and things I'm about to say after this, which is his exercise, all relates to his weight. And this is something I really want to emphasize. Weight for a dog plays heavily on their arthritis especially, and of course hip dysplasia. So something that I knew from the get-go, from day one when I found out he had hip dysplasia, was to make sure that I kept his weight below a certain amount at a minimum, and where he was still really healthy but was not overweight or had weight on that was just not necessary, because it truly plays such a big part in hip dysplasia, and that is what all vets will tell you. Something that I think I've done really well throughout this hip dysplasia journey so far is maintained his weight. And I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh, your dog's too skinny, your dog's too fat, your dog whatever, like, oh, he's a German Shepherd, he should weigh so much more than that. But if you have a look at him, like, he in my eyes, look perfect for his weight. He's not too fat, he's not too skinny, he is truly just at the perfect weight, which is about 36, 37 kgs. I don't really know if you can see how big he is. So the next things I want to mention is obviously exercise and fitness. Currently, because of my lifestyle and my weekdays, he doesn't get as much exercise as he needs. On the weekends, he gets a lot. He gets about, 2 or 3 sets of maybe like an hour to 2 hours of exercise on the weekends. And I had decided not to stop his uphill exercise. So what's really important about hip dysplasia and kind of arthritis around this area is that they need to build muscle around this area to help with the hip dysplasia. I don't really know how to explain it in proper professional terms. You could probably look it up. The way I see it, building muscle means, we can go hiking, we can do slopes. Like, it's not actually that bad for them as I used to think it was. So we still go, hiking, like easy hikes, easy slopes, easy uphill kind of exercise. And of course he does a lot of on the grass, on the footpath. So I would have to say on the weekends he gets about 2 to 3 hours, Saturday, Sunday, and on the weekdays he doesn't get nearly as much as that, which is something that I am improving on. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to find a routine and a different strategy when it comes to the weekdays and how we exercise him. I guess what I'm really trying to say about exercise is that I think there is a myth that you shouldn't be doing any uphill, any hiking type things with a dog with hip dysplasia. I completely don't believe that is true. I think those are actually much better for building muscle, but obviously not too much. Everything is in moderation. And yeah, Shadow runs around completely fine. He is really active for what he has. He doesn't have severe hip dysplasia, it's mild at the moment. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys kind of enjoy this and learned a little bit more about hip dysplasia. Maybe I'm still learning every single day about it. It's such a fascinating, exciting, kind of interesting topic for me, and every single day it's a different day, and I feel like I'm only going to improve, and that's all I really want. I want the best life for him. I want him to be in as less pain as possible, and I just want him to be a happy, healthy, free-range dog at the end of the day. And I think with these hip scans and obviously teeth clean, I'm going to be doing them yearly, or if not maybe twice hip scans, just because I know what I've been using has actually helped. So I might do the next one in 2 years time, but teeth cleaning definitely yearly. I think that's super important for dogs. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. You gonna say bye?